Give me another round, and I don't care about what it is. I want another one for you.
Call him and you come in and make it stay outside. Then why we get to take pictures?
Give me another round, and I don't care about what it is. I want another one for you. DJ Dalu Bole, Dalu Bole, Dalu Kamano de Kicho, Ajale Rodu Kale Kita Luko. Oya DJ go on song, we started going to lay down, yeah. That is the bottom up, yeah. So we put your head. Let me make it clear. Hashtag walk on the rope of the one, yeah. She know the tiger. She's never satisfied.
Sabe que eu né, eu também uso
root commander one is good.
Give me another round. I don't care about it. I want another one for you.
Public relations officer.
Give me another round. Is it true that I hate people for Hawaii? Anyone in pick up with me, you want to move to the jail? Because I get a jail, but they might take any you want to do it. Like I won't wait, like I won't give me that people to tell me what you even say. What for the road, you too much people to touch your bad deal. You can love life for the love is not. You know, there's no one you can give up. Even after when you get it from pocket, the chat to make sure you are having more. What are you thinking? The past, the prayer, the drinking, what is it? More fighting, more moving, more free.
Yes, that's right. You are still tuned to Ebon at the 103.5 FM, and this is that time, you know, when we get to intimate you, you know, about safety on the road. Here is safety, road safety, you know, safety hour. This is that time when we get to tell you about safetyness, you know, how to be safe out there when you are on the road. It is Ebon at the 103.5 FM, metal, and it's about time when we bring those gentlemen in the studio who will intimate you, explain to you a lot of things that has to do with the road, you know, because basically ignorance is never an excuse, you know. So the man say, amalọkwa olugo mgbe a anyị ga-eji wee kọwalụ gị na ka o si adị n'ụzọ ka ị wee malụ ihe ị kwesịrị ime n'ụzọ na ihe ị kwesịrị ime. Yes, if you are an ardent listener to this platform, Ebon at the 103.5 FM, you will know that every Thursday by 11, that's when we come to explain some of these things to you. Today, we are going to also, last week we talked about Ember Month, but today we are going to also look into that Ember Month because basically that's the major thing right now. Road Safety Corps came up with a particular team, you know, and we are going to be like learning a lot today about all of that. The team for this year 2022. Basically, on them olubekwana December, olubekwana Ember Month, abayekwana September, November, October, December, and abayekwana that moment. Ndị mmadụ enwebe believe na if ọjọọ na ada ke mebe. Yota that believe na batapozi and where that believe na even on the road ihe na-aga n'ụzọ and I feel no mgbe aka ije nweka be accident ndị mmadụ na-believe no ọ dị ka onwe spirit na cause ihe accident oge ihe na cause accident a oge anọ n'ụzọ like oge a ma abatakwana na Ember Month a na onwe ihe na-emegasị mana road safety na-akọwala anyị na ọ dịrị otu a na onwere ife dị otu a not because of the rush na anyị need contain onwe anyị na anyị dozie onwe anyị otu anyị kwesị isi nọdụ n'ụzọ na ama nwe those mishaps anyị na-ele anya ihe a na-akpọgasị ihe dịka RTC, you know, road crashes and the rest of them. So ihe niile abịpa ga-akọwala anyị taa, and today anọlọ m alone in the studio. I am with Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher, Public Enlightenment Officer. Route Commander is not here alone. We also have the Deputy Route Commander, Julius E. Aburu, Unit Intelligence Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Nteja Unit Command. Please say hello to our audience.
Good day, everyone. Drive safely so that you can arrive alive.
Okay. So this is how we are getting started today. I tachalo ake, I tachalo kwa, I sochalo Igbo, I asocialo Igbo. Ka even ma Deputy Route Commander Julius E. Aburu anyị na-anọ na studios ka o soro kwuo na aghọta ihe anyị na-ekwu. And not just that, and the vast audience that listens, it's not just Igbo people, a lot of people are listening. Ndị nọ n'ụzọ anyị chọrọ ka anyị secure abụrụ sọsọ ndị Igbo, enwekwa ndị ọzọ nọ n'ụzọ bụkwa mmadụ na-ada anụ Igbo ga-esokwu wee n'ụlọ ihe anyị na-ekwu today. So you pay attention to what we are going to discuss today, because you're going to learn a lot. And we're two giants when it comes to the field, you know, when it comes to road, that's safety in the field. And these two giants now will explain a lot. They have a lot of information for you. So you pay attention. Oh, when I am phone lines, there will be a time when we open the phone lines so that you get to contribute yours. So Otuaka is a video today. So Route Commander, I will get started with you today. Those myths I know that for when it comes to embalmment, those things beliefs are only feeling affect by performance on the road. The end mother may believe no yet due to have agent road crashes during embalmment. Please, can you explain, sir?
Yes. See, most of those things people believe, for me, so many of them are not real. But the reality on the ground is that majority, what really cause increase of ROTCs, that is what our people call the accident on the road, is just because of rush, impatience, greedy. All of them is still reference to festive period, because they want to meet up. Because of that, a goods that a truck should carry 3 times, he will not try to carry it once. Then somebody that knows normally in a day is turned over from Enugu to Onitsha 3 times. He now want to go there 6 times because there is much money. Somebody that moves from Enugu to Onitsha 1 hour 20 minutes now want to do that 1 hour. Then 2, there are so many mad drivers, unlearned drivers on the road. So all these about 4 things I mentioned now put together causes increase in road crash during embalmment. Let's forget all those fetish beliefs that there is a spirit that maybe, I don't know whether is it angel or you call it officer, what are we to call that ember angel also that normally comes out?
Sometimes they believe that there is a marine spirit that is on the road within the period of embalmment, and that is why they call it a blood sucking demons. That this is the period where the blood sucking demons normally comes to the road to suck blood. But the truth of the matter is that we are aware that it's because of the rush within this period. People want to meet up. The money that people will not make from January to September or to August, they want to make it between this September and December. And that is why you see people rushing helter-skelter to see that they meet up with the demands of life. But remember that it is only the person that is alive that celebrates. Yes, it is true that December is on the corner. It is true that very soon we'll start buying Christmas clothes, we'll start buying other items that is needed to celebrate Christmas. But we must always remember that it is only those who are alive that will celebrate this feast. So you need to drive safely, you need to drive gently, avoid overspeeding, avoid overloading, and make use of good tires on your vehicle. There is what you must do every day before you leave your house. We call it a morning parade on vehicles. We notice that most drivers, especially commercial bus drivers and other drivers, don't even observe this what they call a morning parade. Morning parade, yes, routine check. It's just carrying out necessary checks on your vehicle before you embark on a journey, no matter the distance you are covering. Sometimes you say, I just want to check a friend. But accident can happen anytime. A crash can happen anytime within the shortest distance as possible. Yes. So you must carry out this check. Perhaps you may not even notice that your radiator is leaking. You may not notice that your fan belt is not longer good. When you conduct this check, that is when you know you will see these things and you put it in order. you see that you drive on the road and you get home alive. Remember, it is only the living that celebrates.
Yes, so basically, you people are just disputing the fact that there is like maybe blood-sucking demon or anything that happens in the road. That's exactly what you guys are disputing now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there is nothing like any bad angel or blood-sucking demon or marine spirit that flies from September till
December.
December.
Till January.
Okay, even till January.
That's the thing. So, you've heard, basically, there's no blood-sucking demon that controls ember months when it comes to road, basically. But there is this behavior that is expected of any driver. Please, I will come to Julius E. Aburu now so that you explain to our audience those behavior that is expected of any driver on a very good day that will enable us through this ember month. If there is a way that you heighten it, if there is a way that you heighten it, for them to understand, you do it. Please explain to our people.
Yes, so it is very true that there are three major factors that causes road traffic crashes on the road. One of it is human factor. The other is mechanical factor.
Okay.
Yes, you see that. Then we have the environmental factors. There are three major causative factors that causes road traffic crashes on the road.
Okay.
And we have come to realize that these things we call accident is not just an accident, because an accident is an unplanned event that happens, right?
Yeah.
But road traffic crashes, most times we discover that it is out of our negligence. And out of these three factors that I just mentioned, the human factor, the environmental factor, and the mechanical factor, you discover that the human factor contributes up to about 80% of the road traffic crashes that we have on the road. Take, for instance, a driver that drinks in the morning before embarking on a journey. What do you expect? You see that there will be that impairment in visibility.
Okay.
He will not be able to see clearly on the road. But what we observe is that sometimes the driver will tell you, I want to shine my eye. Or where now the eye that they carry waka, so no be the shine eye. What happens is that once you take anything into your body that will alter your system, automatically your brain will not function the way it's supposed to function again. Scientifically, it has been proven. And so before you embark on a journey, if you must drink something, please drink water. Do not take any form of alcohol, because alcoholic is very destructive to your sense of reasoning, and it also affects your level of vision.
Okay.
Secondly, before you embark on your journey, I mentioned morning parade earlier on. You must carry out routine check on your vehicle. Check your tires, check your fan belt, check your lighting system, check your hydraulic level, check your engine oil level in your vehicle. Because all of these things, if they are not properly checked, you will see that at the end of the day, you will not get to your destination. And then while on the road, remember that road safety, we normally tell people that just consider every other road user as being mad. That you are the only sane person that is on the road. Because by the time you drive, you are also driving another person.
Yeah.
You drive the person ahead of you, you drive the person behind you, you drive the person by your right and also by your left. Because just expect that the unexpected will happen at any given time. Because the driver that is going ahead of you, you don't know his level, his state of mind. There are some persons that will pick a quarrel with their wife or their children in the house before embarking on the journey. And you know that person will not be in his right sense of mind when he is driving. Even though we don't advise that such things will happen. But you that is following the person, you must be very careful so that a crash will not occur.
Okay.
Remember, there's what we call defensive driving. It is the act of driving to save life, time, and money, in spite of the provocative actions of other road users on the road. You know that there are some persons that even when you blow your horn before overtaking them, they will still tell you, Onyara. They will tell you that you are a mad person. But of the truth, you know you are not mad. You don't need to respond because you don't know the state of mind of that person. So you just drive as a defensive driver. And by the time you drive that, you know that you get to your destination alive. There is something that is important that I must bring to your notice.
Okay.
There's what we call blind spots in a vehicle. You know, we have the inner mirror, we have the side mirror. But with the help, the red view, that is the inner mirror will help you to look at your rear to know whether a vehicle is following you closely or not. Then we have the side mirror. It also helps you to know whether vehicle is by your side. But there is what we call blind spot in the vehicle. That is an area where you cannot see, even with the help of the side mirror and the inner mirror. You avoid drive into the space of this blind spot of another vehicle because the vehicle will not see you. That blind spot, that is why you see most of these modern vehicles, you see a tiny mirror attached to the side mirror. That is to enable them see that blind spot. but in most times you don't even notice it. Have you ever witnessed a situation whereby you start your vehicle and engage it on a reverse, and you don't know that there is something behind you?
Yeah.
It is because that area is your blind spot. You can't see it, even with the help of your side and inner mirror.
Yeah.
So avoid driving into the space of the blind spot of other road users.
Yeah. Now that you talked about this blind spot, I want you to address the issue of there's something our people call wawawa. It is called like wawawa in the sense that that they can come, like they want to overtake from any angle. They want to overtake maybe from the left or from the right, anywhere they find this. So the mentality is not even thinking about blind spots, So let's explain to that mentality to even understand the fact, okay, what the blind spot is doing in the first place, and the reason why he mustn't take the left or whichever. Like explain to them the best way to overtake on a very good day.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You see that I mentioned that blind spot because there are areas where person cannot see from behind, even with the help of the side and inner mirror.
Yeah.
So if you are driving, even on the road, you notice that it's not every spot on the road that you are supposed to overtake.
Okay.
If you notice on the expressway, you will see that there are places where you have the broken lines, and there are also areas where you have the straight lines.
Okay.
Where you have the broken lines, normally you discover that the road at that particular place is very straight. It has no bend and it has no hill.
Yeah.
And that is why you see the dotted line telling you that you are free to overtake the road if it is safe for you to do so. And where you have the straight line, it is either on the crest of the hill where you won't be able to see ahead, or it is on a bend, a sharp bend, where you will not be able to see that the vehicle is coming in an opposite direction. So these areas, it is not safe for you to do what? To overtake.
Okay.
And if you must overtake, ensure that there is no vehicle that is following you with a high speed, and you make sure that it is safe for you to overtake. And you know that it's right for you to overtake by the left. You are not permitted to overtake by the right, because in Nigeria we are operating a left-hand drive, and that is why you must overtake by the what? By the left, so that the vehicle that you are following will be able to see you clearly that somebody is about to overtake him. And before you overtake, you are supposed to play your horn. You alert the person ahead of you that you want to do what? You want to overtake.
Yeah, and this implies to both keke and
Okada, commercial drivers and private drivers, truck drivers, all are inclusive. Even truck pushers, because sometimes you discover that even on the road you see that somebody who want to do what? Want to overtake a keke or vehicle. Maybe the vehicle is moving slowly, and he's going with a truck, and he wants to overtake. What do you expect? You see him, you want to use every available space to overtake. It is wrong. Make sure it is safe for you to do what? To overtake, and avoid tailgating. There's what we call tailgating too. Tailgating is driving, they call it bumper to bumper.
Yes, fender to bumper.
Yes, fender to bumper. Then you see that a vehicle that you are following will not be able to see your how do you call it? Your
brake light.
Yeah, no, the front. I mean the front. How do you call it? Number plates.
Number plates.
At all time.
The
vehicle that is following you behind
must
see your number plate, and you that is following the vehicle ahead of you must also see the number plate of the vehicle you are following. Once you are driving and you are no longer seeing the number plate of the vehicle you are following, you know that you are tailgating. You are following too closely. And at that point, if the vehicle ahead of you, automatically maybe match his brake suddenly, maybe because of an emergency ahead, definitely you will hit the vehicle.
So the fact that we have established that Ember Month there is no blood-sucking demon anywhere, so what we have established now is that the fact that if our people should maintain the right attitude they should have as drivers on the road, there will be limitation to the amount of crashes that we might experience. Now, what is Road Safety Corps doing about that particular rush? Because we know no matter how it must come, it will happen. What is Road Safety Corps doing about containing it? Like, we are looking at it now from the perspective of Intelligence Command, but then we'll touch around wherever it is happening, like the way it is going to happen nationwide, basically.
That is what we are into now. First of all, we normally strategize at the beginning of Ember Month. That's what we call flag off. Flag off is a ceremony whereby we invite some of our stakeholders, even those volunteers that normally help us. Like we call some you people know where they reflective, we call first respondent.
Okay.
So we normally call those guys, and then stakeholders, people that like all these mass transit, mass transit, we call all of them.
Okay.
Then we now do flag out. It's from there we now strategize. We now look at where we have problem of ROTCs or maybe congestion throughout the whole year. Because sometimes it shifts because if a particular road is bad this year, there might be more that it might be more prone to ROTC this year. Then if they now maybe rehabilitate the road, you now start seeing a free flow of
traffic on the road.
So normally at this point in time, we now assess all those places. Then we now know how we mobilize our staff, mobilize those volunteers for free flow of vehicles. And then we normally have even some volunteers that might give us a tow truck, and then we still bring tow trucks from our headquarters. So normally at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of Ember month like this, all of us normally gather together. We now strategize and plan how we are going to control traffic, how we are going to respond to road traffic, how we are going to listen to distress call all through. It did not normally end in December. It now moves through till January. That is why you normally see road safety men. They will be on the road. Even they don't enjoy Christmas with you people. Like you see them on junction, they will be there from morning till evening throughout the festive period.
Okay. Just now that you made mention of distress call, some of our people might see something that they will want to report to you, and they wouldn't know how it is done, but we'll come to that. We'll come to that where you will now intimate our people on how it is done, But meantime, we are still talking about Ember Month, Ember Month and the way it goes. So now that you've talked about what the preparations you're making about it, I want to understand, do you, apart from just letting the public know that they will have to comply with you, are there other places that they are supposed to assist you in trying to make sure that there is free flow of traffic, and then there is we don't have a lot of RTC on the road?
Yes, that is what I say. We call our stakeholders.
Okay.
Even like Atma, normally if we drop programs, because we have a department called COSEN that normally goes around, take cognizance of the routes where we normally have blockages, congestion, bad spots. So we still liaise with ATIM, all these Anambra State Transport
Management Agency.
Then these volunteers I mentioned, so we now gather together, now say at so point, like you people normally see us at Obunike building site, 33, Nkwele Junction, New Tazan, Ugidi. So is at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of Ember month, that we now look through how measures we have put in place, the results, and now how we are now to improve on it. That is why at the end we might not say, maybe some volunteers and some of our staffs at this stage, and then we now change it, because if you watch traffic, the volumes that is as the vehicle moves out from Onitsha. You understand? So we now position our men towards the route that moves out at Onitsha. When you are going for Xmas, then after Xmas, we now still position our men to the route coming back to Onitsha. So we take cognizance of the movement, the traffic flow, while we now strategize and move our men to those spots.
Okay. And now I will now bring it back to the issue of distress call. How can it be made? And how is, like, someone might just see something now, they won't want to tell you guys. How can they get in contact and then reach out to save lives as well?
Yes. The distress call, we have a FRSC toll line. That's emergency line. Try your number, it won't cost you any money. It's just 122.
122.
Yes, once you call 122, they will now place you to a receiver that will now ask you questions. You will now say that, maybe there's an ROTC. Not just maybe you see a bike or one pedestrian or so, you start. Once you see something that really requires urgency, call this line. Not only as regard to road safety intelligence, anywhere in Nigeria,
Okay.
call this line.
Mm.
You will now say that so thing happens at Onitsha, or it happens at Inkwe, and so. They will now call us to go there. But if you are closer to us, as I've said, our office is at Inteje, close to police station, opposite NNPC at Inteje, close to Okozo. If anything happens along that road, that is very close, what we just anytime 24 hours, we have men in office, we have emergency team on standby. That one, you just drive straight, come to our office. Then you now tell us. Then because our work is to save life, and we enjoy it when people applaud us that we've saved a life. That is our work.
Okay. Yeah, there you have it. You are still listening to Ebona at 103.5 FM, and this is Safety Hour. This is that particular time when we get to intimate you, educate you, at the same time, tell you what it takes to be on the road. And, we are doing this just because we are concerned about you. We don't want you to be, we want you to live a long life, and then we want you to be safe. So that's why we are doing this. And today in the house, I have in the house Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher, Public Enlightenment Officer, Inteje Unit Command. And then we also have Deputy Route Commander Julius E. Aburu, Unit Intelligence Officer, FRSC, Inteje Unit Command. This is that spot where I will have to go for a little commercial break. Continue. When we come back, we'll intimate you more on what it takes to be on the road. And then Ember Month, if we take, then we'll open the phone lines so that you get to contribute your quota. Then ask questions. Here we're quality, because last, ignorance is not an excuse. Amarom Abolo an excuse. So take this one, enjoy this one. We are going for this commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue on this program, Safety Hour. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We're right here. Okay. So, what some other questions you got like in by now? Some other areas you got like in by now? I dwell about this one second. I dwell about like but another thing I would like to you guys to explain about this issue of the fact of Federal Road Safety just issued a warning that everybody driving BMW, they withdrew a particular area in 2017 to, I want you guys to explain that here.
The model.
Yes, everything.
This one is purely administrative.
Okay, so it's not basically actually come okay.
It's purely administrative, so that they will not.
Okay, so we'll go back to that embalming.
Yes.
Yes, so the one you are going to get for the road is not going to be alcohol. It is uche. Like we are going to uche, wisdom for the road. That's what you are going to get. Knowledge for you to be safe on the road. You have to go uche, really. Or if I ta. And right now, I'm not alone in the studio. In order for us to do it right, basically, I'm in the studio with Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher, Public Enlightenment Officer, Integer Unit Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps. We also have Deputy Route Commander Julius E. Aburu, Unit Intelligence Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Integer Unit Command. And we are talking about basically Ember Month, the mist, like that mystical flavor that comes with Ember Month. We are trying to defroze it to tell you exactly how it is. Basically, they have already proven to us that any blood-sucking demon on the road, they are on the road. They are road safety themselves, so they are on the road always. So they have not seen any blood-sucking demon on the road. is just for us. The blood-sucking demon is like the fact of being ignorant or not doing what we are supposed to do on the road. That's the blood-sucking demon. So when we do what we're supposed to do on the road, everyone will be safe. So that's exactly what we are talking about today. And we are looking at Ember Month, basically. The rush that goes with it. Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher, please, we were talking about that particular rush, what you guys are supposed to do. You've talked about everything you guys are supposed to do. Are there other places you want our people to comply when it comes to the traffic itself, that you want to break it down? If there are even routes that you have to make mention of things that goes on around there in order to break it down so that our people will know where they are like mistaken and then correct themselves in this area, please.
All right.
Okay.
Yes, it is true that some of our behavior on the road are not really good.
Mm.
The reason is that within this period of Ember months, like we've debunked earlier on that there is no demon on the road.
Okay.
It is just basically our behavior that is causing all the problems that we'll be experiencing during the Ember month period. All you need to do, like from the Onitsha axis down to Oka,
Okay.
you notice that some of the commercial bus drivers normally park wrongly at the junction just because they need a passenger.
Okay.
You need a passenger. Perhaps you may charge the person 500 naira or 400 naira, as the case may be, from Onitsha to Oka. But because of you need this 500 naira, you park your vehicle wrongly, and another vehicle ram into you. Definitely, the damage that you incur, if there is no loss of life, will just be more than that 500 naira, as the case may be.
Okay.
So I told you about defensive driving techniques. Then it's just the ability to drive in spite of the actions or the reaction of other drivers to get home alive,
Okay.
and without spending much money or wasting time. So if you are driving on the road and you are a commercial driver, you are hearing my voice now, you have to park properly before you pick your passenger as a designated area. Then secondly, sometimes there are a group of people we call vulnerable road users. These are blind people. These are drunk people on the road. These are some pedestrians who are lame or school children.
Yeah.
We classify them as vulnerable road users because there is nothing covering them. They are not enclosed with any object. But you that is inside the vehicle, of course, you know there's an object protecting you. If there is a collision between you and someone who is just walking, a pedestrian on the road, you know that the person who is walking will have the effects. You, if at all anything happens to you, it will just be your vehicle. And so you must consider these persons that they also have right of way. Do you know also that animals also have right of way? There are areas where you see that animal crossing. When you get to those areas, you know that animals are actually crossing that place.
Okay.
So they also have right of way. So when you get there, you must drive out safely so that you can get home alive. Talking about behavior, this is not time for you to shine your eyes, as you may claim. You take weed, or you take kai kai, or you take Chelsea. I'm not trying to debunk the fact that you cannot drink. But if you must drink after a day's walk, you get home, get to your parlor, or you get to a drinking joint, take one or two and you go home. But for you to drink while you are on duty, while you are driving, it is very wrong, because it will definitely affect your level of judgment, and there is bound to be a crash in that process. Also, I want to talk about street trading. There are some persons that narrow the road just because they want to sell their items. You know, within this period, they want to do window display. They bring all their items from their store and display it on the roadside, thereby narrowing the road. The road that was supposed to be 2 lane will now be narrowed to 1. And sometimes even that one, it becomes very difficult for vehicle to find their way through. So if you are a street trader, display your goods right in your shop so that you will not end up narrowing the road and causing havoc to other people who are also using that road. That road is not meant for you to display your goods. All you need to do is that just display your good right inside your shop, and people will locate you. Pray to God, and God will give you the favor.
Yes, sir.
So we must behave well so that we can see the end of this year and even beyond, and celebrate Christmas in peace.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You are still listening to Ebon at the 103.5 FM, and it is the safety hour when we get to educate you about how you are supposed to be safe on the road. Now, basically, we have to break it down. So, right now, before we go open the phone lines, I want you guys to intimate us a bit on the issue of speed. You know, we have not mentioned anything about speed today. So let's educate our people a bit about speed. But before then, we'll open our phone lines. You know, the numbers you will call to become part of the conversation we're having right now are 080 96661035. Meantime, please, Root Commander Muizu Udochukwu Christopher, tell us a thing or two about speed. What are people are supposed to know about speed?
As I've said before, and I keep on saying it, we have speed limits. What I mean is that there is a speed applied at certain routes. Because you can't compare the speed you applied at express, then now to the speed you apply in land roads. As my officer said before, street trading, you enter some places and you know that normally you see some hawkers, definitely you should slow down your speed. This is a big problem we normally encounter on the road. You see some people because they have shined their eyes as they normally claim. Once they enter a road, even most of us claim that drivers. You see some signposts that is telling you now not less than 40 kilometers per hour. You see somebody is now getting down, maybe even this flyover. You see some road signs there that is telling you should slow not less than 40 kilometers, and somebody is going down that Opiweka flyover still at 100 kilometers per hour. Before you know it, that person will lose control.
Okay.
Please, while we are moving, always we should look at those road furnishers. Those road furnishers controls our speed. It's telling you that there is a value, or it's telling you there is a market. That means you should slow down. You see somebody is coming to Oyago, don't the same speed you blow along this express Okozo to Ifiteduno or so to Ukpo, it's not the same speed you blow once you are coming to Oyago. Okay. No matter how good you think the road is, you should slow down. That's why it's good you go to driving school. So many of us we see those road furniture, those road signs, they don't even know the limit, they don't even care. You see somebody, and even you want to blow speed, I always say that. That's why we have a speed limiter control for commercial vehicles. Don't ever blow more than 100 kilometers per hour, so that you can be in control of the vehicle then, and be in control to save your life. Speed has a lot to do. I've said it, because if you see a vehicle that both are on speed, if they have crash, check the impact. The impact will be too deep. But if you see a vehicle that is running definitely below maybe 80 kilometers per hour, have crash, you see the impact will be little.
Okay.
And that's why most times about 60 to 70% of fatalities borders on speed. Because once somebody is drunk, that mentality, because even the view, his view, his sight has been impaired, everything about him, he doesn't reason like a normal human being.
Yeah.
He's tend to increase the speed. You see that person is coming to Nkwele Junction, that you know that it's a T junction. It's a course that person will still blow speed. And two, once you drug or you take all these improvement million, it still affects you. If you must drive, don't drink or drug. That's the rule. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. Because, see, and even sometimes, even if some people now might ask the question, hey, Oga road safety, is it that if I'm moving on the road, are we moving left and right? Are we looking left and right to see any road sign? If you're a good driver, you should open your eyes wide as you are moving. As my colleague said, like this distance between a vehicle. A vehicle is speeding. You also speeding as if to say that two of you
in a car race.
Yes, in a car race. Look, give that person that required distance.
Yeah.
so that you can be seeing the plate number at the back. So that if the person at the front machine break, then you yourself, you can be in control of your vehicle. Many fatal accidents, that means the accident that resulted death, about 60% of them from analysis so far we have, is borders about speed.
Okay.
What causes those speed is either that person is in a haste, or the person is drunk or drunk. So please, this speed is very, very important. We move at normal speed to save our life.
Yes, so I know you have learned a lot. I'm a name mutago a lot. N'ihe niile anyị na-akpa so far. I covered so many things. Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher covered a lot of things, and also Deputy Route Commander Julius E. Abu. One or two like Deputy Route Commander Julius E. Abu. Please, in this particular one now, I know you have a thing or two to ship in. Please tell our people a thing or two about it.
Yes, it is true that the P officer have enlightened us on how we must maintain speed on the road. They are regulated speed limits for all categories of vehicles. On the express, if you are driving a bus, you are expected not to go beyond 90 kilometers per hour. You are driving on build-up areas. Before now, you are not expected to drive above 50 kilometers per hour on build-up areas.
Okay.
But now the United Nations haven't looked at it carefully and discovered that even at 50 kilometers per hour, there is also a possibility that a crash can happen, and it may also be fatal. So they have reduced it to 30 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
So whether you are driving a bus, you are driving smaller vehicles, once you are in build-up areas, make sure that your speed limit is at 30 kilometers per hour. Because there's something that is common, and it's a balance in road safety, that for every ball, there is a ball. If you are driving in build-up areas, a boy or boys may be playing a football, and immediately that ball enters the road. Remember, they will not observe what we call traffic drill. Traffic drill is the act of looking left, right, and left again before crossing the road.
Okay.
But boys, when they are playing, especially football, you know, their interest is on the ball. And so when you see a ball crossing the road, build-up areas, definitely you know that a boy is coming after that ball. So that is the most reason why you must regulate your speed. And besides, you know that there are other activities that may take place in build-up areas. So you must regulate your speed very well.
Okay.
For tow trucks, you know that you are not expected to drive more than 45 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
When you are towing a vehicle. But sometimes we see that most tow trucks even drive above that.
Okay.
It is dangerous to do so. And for small cars in express, you are not expected to drive more than 100 kilometers per hour. Regulate your speed so that you can get home alive. Another thing I want to just chip in briefly is on the issue of overloading.
Okay.
You are not expected to overload your vehicle with other passengers or goods, because once your vehicle is overloaded with passengers, you know that the capacity of that vehicle is now being overworked. That vehicle is being overworked.
Yes.
And you will not be comfortable enough. Like some persons I see, they carry two persons in front. For a vehicle that is meant to carry one person, you have automatically overloaded your vehicle.
We'll come back to that.
It's okay.
We'll come back to that issue of overloading. Like right now, like I chọrọ ka eme ka ndị be anyị malụ na this sport ị ga-akpọnwụ kịta jụọ ajụjụ n'ihe niile anyị kwugo so far, ma ndị nke kwubeghị like onwe ajụjụ ọbụla ị nwere ị ga-ajụ ịjụ ajụjụ kpọọ 08096661035. ịghọta ịkpọ this number na ịjụ ajụjụ. Route Commander Nwizu Udochukwu Christopher, Public Enlightenment Officer and Nteje Unit Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps nọ ebe a. Anyị nwekwu Deputy Route Commander Julius E. Aburu, Unit Intelligence Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Nteje Unit Command, ọ nọkwu ebe a. Ọ ya akọwalụ gị so many things, ịkpọ kịta ịjụ ajụjụ akọwalụ gị thing dị mma, because last ignorance is not an excuse. Ịghọtago? Hello? Egwu na-atụ gị ikwuo n'okwu na ya bịara ige ntị ichi ga-egebe na redio nwere ịkpọ ikwu okwu, egwu atụzina gị, just talk and then explain to you you malụ ka o si adị. Let's take this too. Hello? Good afternoon, my brother. Keke ime? Okay. After gonna be abo. Hello? It's not forgivable. Hello. Okay, Mbagaba ni Rubiko. Okay. Okay. Mbani ige gezenti court or igent ha zaziagi o. Thank you. Yes, so before you get to that one, the numbers to call again to become part of the conversation are 08096661035. Or ihe ọbụla ịjụ a ga-aza gị ya. Yọta ka ị mara ihe ị kwesịrị na-eme n'ụzọ. Nwizu route commander Nwizu Udochukwu, please. Okay, before please explain this issue of license that was just mentioned.
Yeah. Good morning, my people. Onye kpọọ maka license, ịma na anyị ekwughị ebe a before. Abịa na license, onye kpọọ na amụghị mma ma ị gabugo.
Can you hold that thought? Let's hear from this person too. Hello? 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 Good morning. Hello? Oh, network. Please, call back, my brother. Please. Thank you. Call back. Route commander, please. You are on to the issue of license, please.
As I said, we have a process in getting driver license. First of all, you initiate it. You start from driving school. Driving school, these are individual bodies owned by individual like all of them, that is registered. A driving school is where they will teach you, tutor you how to drive, tutor you, then you know all the road signs, anything concerning traffic regulation. Like, as I said, that some people claim they are driver, then ask them any road sign, they doesn't know. It's at driving school that all those things will be taught
to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello. 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 Please go back. Please continue, sir.
So the caller Obun inwetebe Iman ga-eje any driving school begins. I mean registered driving school. Because when the Sinafa driving school, but they are not registered, are not accredited by us.
Let's hear from this person. Hello. 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 Good morning. Yeah, go on. Your name and your location, please. Where are you calling from? Hello. Network. Please call back. Yeah, please call back. The numbers to call again are 08096661035. You know, when you call, please continue, sir.
As I've said earlier, that person has to first of all get certificate. We call it driving school certificate, and normally it comes out after 28 working days. That is, you count out holidays. When you now procure your driving school certificate, that is when you now come to road safety. In road safety, we have 3 years. We have 4 years.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Okay. Gabaniru. You want a driver's license? Okay. Not drawn at the computer. Anyway, route commander just that they didn't see it. I fully system.
bro, one obulu actually na this your last driver license. Obu ni na road safety a capture ge where your fingerprint. Eh? E were your fingerprint say gi picture then no garden assistant. Problem ụfọdụ na-enwe bụ ọ bụrụ na ị were passport nye mmadụ o wee je wetelu gị driver license ọ dịka ewere passport nye mmadụ si ya jee wetelu ya international passport ịma na nke ahụ ọ bụla authentic na ọ dịghọ na system ọ bụrụ ala na ijelu na a capture gị na road safety office driver license gị fugo ịnachi ya ebe ahụ ife ị need bụ nyefe afa gị like otu afa m bụ kịta Nwaizudochukwu Christopher and my birthday the day amụọmụ a ga-ewu ya ozugbo nje chọọ na system kama ọ bụrụ na fe nwere efe that day ụbọchị fa nwa achọgide ya na a ga-eje with those two details a ga-ejekwa weta ya because problem a na-enwe ọ bụrụ na ị nwebu ya mbụ chọkwa ka imekwa ọzọ emekwalụ gị ya the two ga-amakọ ọnụ ọnọmadị possible ka e produce onye ọ bụkwa na the same details afa ga anwụ inwe and your birthday ka itinye ọzọ ka ime ebe ọzọ ọma agazi na ọma agazi then on gị nwa ma ebe ime nke mbụ ịghọtabete ịma na anyị nwere driver license center o nwere nke dị n'Ọnịcha na m akọwabụghị ebe a dị na High Court na Enugu Road na akụkụ area command anyị nwekwa n'Ọka n'ebe Amawbia Junction na nwee na Asaba nwee na Igbo Ukwu ọ ndị nwa mabu ebe ije eme bete ọ bụrụ na ebe ndị ije eme nọ na Anambra na Obosolo na ebe ndị a ime de ndị ma na nke ahụ inwe na ọmadị na sistem nọ ndị nye paspọtụ ka e wee mee driver license onye ka o ji dị mkpa ije ha na road safety authentic driver license ị ga-abịa nata n'ọfịs you see some road safety personnel that wear our uniform just like you are doing INEC card just like you are doing this international passport they will snap you they will take your fingerprint they will take your biodata that means it's in system anywhere you go round the world round the world you can even use it go outside they will just give you driving test then they will give you your driver your own country driver license.
Okay, we are beginning to wind down, to where we will call it a day on this particular edition of Safety Hour on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Last, Route Commander Nwaizudochukwu Christopher. The last advice you're going to give our people concerning this Ember month, before we leave the studio, please.
As I told you people earlier, there is no any demon or any spirit or marine spirit moving from September to January. It's based on our attitude. You should stop rushing. Just be diligent on it. Never Onyagaba or Garuni.
Yes, so Ejana BC
Even that celebrates.
Yes.
Drive to stay alive so that we will celebrate this big Christmas that is coming together and the new year and see ourselves in 2023.
Yes.
Remember that when you go out, somebody is expecting you to come back and say, "You are welcome, Daddy."
Yes, sir.
And it is when you drive safely that you'll be expecting somebody to say, "Welcome, Daddy." So drive to stay alive.
Yes, sir.
And remain blessed.
Somebody that will say, "Welcome, Daddy," or "Welcome, Mommy." So mommy too, drive safely too. As Daddy drives safely too. With that said, this is how we will call it a day on this particular edition of Safety Hour on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. This is that particular time when we get to come and educate you on things that you are supposed to be doing on the road to stay safe. You are here. I went in here with the Federal Road Safety Corps, Nteje Unit Command, in Hano, na studio this morning. We had Route Commander Nwaizudochukwu Christopher, Public Enlightenment Officer, Nteje Unit Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps. We also had Deputy Route Commander Julius E. Aburu, Unit Intelligence Officer, Federal Road Safety Corps, Nteje Unit Command. This is where we'll call it a day on this particular edition. This program will come again, same time, same station of Airborne at the 103.5 FM next week. Keep a date, and don't touch the dial. This is Airborne and don't touch this dial as we continue to entertain you. Take this one for the road till we see again. Go on, take the picture. Take the picture, no.